Do you know what, Desrez? I've actually forgotten. I'll double check it after this one.
So fair play.
I'll recheck it, Des, because I've definitely forgotten. So I'll reread it.
Even better,
And I'll
see
get back to you.
overtime across all three.
Okay, Vitality on defense, FUT on attack. Chat, let me know how the sound is after this round. Okay, just double goes for each one frenzy. For one.
The exit of B. FUT are a team that like to play so much for control outside of B,
Oh,
and
look
that
at it.
concuss you can see instantly trying to take space off of that.
It's kinda
Counter
nice.
smoke will slow this down.
They aren't fully aware they're off towards the
Yeah, I
right
like
side, so
FUT's
there
default,
comes that
yeah.
pistol spray, but not, I was about to say, not even a point of damage taken. But it's Mr. Fallen down to about 66 HP here away as they back forwards. This Vitality actually hanging around B as well. We saw
Solo
this in the game
smokes,
that we
dude,
we went live earlier today. One of the defending teams in fire.
It has to get changed at one point by them. But they still haven't lost yet, so we can't flame them that bad.
As and when required.
And you can see Vitality have the options to sort of pivot between those two sites. Now, one thing FUT did so much in their match versus Liquid.
Okay, this is nice. We're going to have a one-person fake with the Omen in terms of the rotate.
Over that door switch,
And it gets the wall out of him. That might be the main thing that they were after, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
that is the main thing they're
This time
after.
it's actually going all the way
I'm
over
gonna speed
towards
this one
A,
up
and there's
now.
just one tripwire they have to work
They'll hear it on
against.
Baby Door.
Yeah, I like it.
Pretty much a retake on this. See if we can get anything.
Make it a thing today.
Oi, that's a nice knife.
Well, they've pushed all their way through. They've got control of the A site, but this is where you start seeing the bullets fly. It's
I can't believe he's
Destrian
managed
down
to get
to
one
Mod to
there.
get things off.
He's done great.
But FUT have got control of the site. That is the spike down.
And there's a really
Doesn't the
great
Cypher
retake
help
camera.
with
The
the
center
no
didn't
smokes?
actually
It's
pop
very
into
true,
right
especially
on
on
the doorway
attack.
of tree. It's the inside tree can
The
also
cage
see
over
out
towards
onto the
his like
site.
really good.
So when he tags into that, he's going to have the position of Kiwi down.
10 different agents.
Of course, how much further
Oh, yeah.
they can look to step
He just
here.
went into it, so he knows only one player in tree.
Well, from there, they must know that there's still 2 or 3 more hiding out towards the A main here. Just the other side.
these go out. This is the last one.
Stacking up. It's going to be a bit of a
Krax has a
bloodbath. It's
flash
Kiwi to start things
if he
off.
wants to send
down
this.
to a 4v4, but this is where we've got to see the play come through. Diffuse is
the
going
flash.
down in the 4 versus 4, still halfway
he did
done. And
great.
here we go.
Oh my
They're
God,
the
he did
kills that
great.
you're looking for. It's over to FUT here in the first round with a successful attack onto the A site.
Great opening round.
Yeah,
there
nice
FUT,
flash
the
from
full
him.
pivot over towards the A
This was a
site.
very good
The fact that
round.
Kiwi
Everything was
still
really
able to
planned.
get
They really
one
wanted to get this
without
wall out.
falling from
The
that tree
knife, they hit
position
the
when
Cypher once
Vitality knew
they
exactly where
realized
he
this was the stacking the
was
people were
absolutely
here.
huge. I
It
think
was
FUT
very
maybe
cool.
a little bit
At least
slow. They only sent one
they
player
at least
past
got the
harbor
information
wall,
that the Cypher was
trying
here.
to clear into tree, and that cost them because they had to
After
spend
plan
more
was
time
really
worrying
good.
about
People in the
Kiwi
good
on the
positions
left
for it.
side,
Didn't
while also
heavy
knowing
go
there are
tree
3
when it was
players
a
over
plan
towards the right, over
for
towards
door.
main.
Well, what do we actually call this? I guess
Fortunate round
secret.
to slip away from them there.
It's been a good starting round for FUT. You know now they should roll into a couple of
5
rounds
sheriffs
at
on the
least going their way
defense.
before those ults
No
start
armors
coming
though,
online.
so
It could
it's
very
not.
well roll into
Oh.
1 or 2 more.
Oh.
Mr. Fallen starting off twisted and just beamed at distance there.
Yeah, but so that just means that they're going to be.
Interesting
This
to
means
see,
that
because
most
both
likely
these
they
teams
probably want to
played
be
Lotus
buying
last
light
week. Actually,
armors,
both
and if
teams
they're going to be
played
buying light
against
armors,
Team
honestly, you
Liquid.
can do
And
this. It's
actually,
fine.
both teams won.
As long as you don't
13
buy
to 10.
armor into this
Exact
round.
mirrors
That's
in
that's
those
the full
situations.
troll
So a
that
lot they can learn from
we
those
see.
rounds. Vitality maybe expecting some play over towards C.
Chat, how's the sound by the way?
The
Okay.
prep will tell them. FUT loves
Okay,
to play
yeah,
for mound,
it's on
love
like
to play
50
up
at the
through mid.
moment,
So far
I think.
in just 2
Yeah, it's on
rounds, we've
50
seen
at the
Vitality
moment.
make attempts
What
in
number
both
do you
of those
want?
areas.
I think
It's
it's
fine.
really smart
Okay,
as
cool.
well from FUT here as well, playing that 3-2 split, acknowledging, hey, we've got the gun advantage. We haven't got to try and
Alright,
force
that's
all
good
5
enough.
here into what could be a death trap. And it has stretched the remaining couple of members of Vitality on here, down to the last one. Molesiel that's left standing. He thought there was a C hit coming in early on, has taken his time to rotate over through B, and now with full control of the A site again, as you'd expect, a 2-0 coming in for FUT, no doubt.
Yeah, what you're not really respecting though is that Destrian just
Am I not
destroyed that wall.
respecting?
Yeah,
no, he just
maybe they're
blew
gonna have
that
to
wall
buy
up.
nothing.
You're respecting the wall.
Mosey wants to do some damage
Okay,
here. Like, it's
sorry,
actually pretty
I
big.
didn't
This
mean
is
to
a
assume. I'm not
disgusting stuff.
disrespecting.
So.
That's my bad.
Oh boy,
my,
that's
talk
a
about
real
a wall
disgusting
getting
one. So,
destroyed. Oh no.
literally no damage
wall
done.
or
It's going to be
Molesey
a
there?
perfect bonus. They just have to rebuy some util.
Straight on through.
And in
Pow,
terms of the
pow,
actual
pow.
bonus itself, like
Now,
it's really
Vitality.
decent.
Interestingly enough, out of captains,
I mean, it's
only
really
2
good.
orbs off of the ultimate. Now on Lotus, it's actually pretty easy to play 4 orbs on the attacking side. You can see the orb over towards Mound on your screen right there. It's really hard for the defenders to force you away from that. Like, you can grab that unless the defenders are playing very far forward. So it's not unreasonable.
Okay, going into this one, light
up.
armor, like we said,
And
do
look to
they
plant
miss any
spike in the
util
post
from their
fight, use
buy
that-
satchels?
use that
That's it.
ultimate, which would be really,
Satchels
really
and
fast.
Tether.
Well, stacking
Tether's
relatively
honestly
hard out
quite
towards C, which could be exactly what we're
important,
looking
unless
for
we
there.
just
And
saw
I
the
love
Tether go
pre-fire.
out
We
here,
saw
but
this again in the game that
not
we had
Mr. Fallon's
before we came live. Had a bit of a preview of one of the Turkish games that took place.
Oh, the
Saw
trips
Jet
weren't
players looking to get
down.
behind boxes
Oh,
out towards
do you know what?
the
I
main, but here
honestly
with that
thought the
pre-fire
trips were
coming up,
down. So yeah, it's actually pretty huge. Like Sender probably should not be buying the Sheriff, especially as they got kind of owned because they literally got nothing for it. Does have double cage though, so it's double one way. It's just gonna, when he wants to face, gonna ping them both basically, and then it will cover all of this.
But with that pickup, as you say, that completely shut down, and hopefully
Camera's still here as well.
That read now that surely the push is coming in over towards C. Here we go. It's a one-step across as well, but not going to be a second coming out from Sender as he's putting the bin down and towards the site, though. It is once again in control of FUT, looking excellent in these execute Sender.
Destrian's still a big problem, though, as he finds the first, noted the second.
No way. There's no way he gets away with that. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Nope. Not a lot to give up there except the round. Big 3K. I mean, Destrian started the game strong. He had 3 kills in the first round. Second, as you'd go to.
I kind of like the idea though of the. It's a little bit individual, but
in this round.
Oh yeah,
I mean, he pulled it off
as well, fighting them on site, not allowing them to get the plant down, because the second the
plant
goes
reaction.
Through, so does the Viper's Pit. All of a sudden, you have problems trying to reclaim
Harbor ult though as well. So we're going to the big buy in terms of who come by next round. I'm circling them.
Such a nuisance for FUT.
FUT. Well, heavy armor, vitality, light armor, harbor oil.
Now, one thing, wow, just a spam through the smoke right there.
We've seen a couple of these in the early round now.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that was that shot came in as the wall ended up dropping or not.
There's twice now we've had these. But it's a very common map for it. Again,
aggressively over towards Mound. One thing that
all the choke points are really small.
I think in a lot of Vitality's early rounding is because their solo smoke is Harbor.
I don't know, it's a big Phantom
unlike
map.
a lot of other smoke agents, you know, an Aster and Omen.
Good Guardian map as well.
He actually has to play float a lot of the time. And on defense, what that means is if he's hard committing to holding up one entry, that's over towards Mound.
Oh my goodness.
It leaves you a lot easier time.
I think I saw his reaction as well. That's a super nice shot. That makes it so doable. The problem at the moment is they haven't got any info at the moment, right? They haven't actually defaulted too much. It's just been straight up just A pressure, hit A. That's a massive kill though. They might just be able to win this with individuals.
They've got full site control, but they're still 2 at the back end.
Yeah, look at the mid rounding as well. All comes in, instant reaction is to pivot over towards. There's a small chance this trip gets someone.
He's outside the switch.
Yeah, there's a big chance this trip gets someone.
Sender's gonna have info on everyone.
That ultimate really could have led to a couple more, but they managed to get the plan down and get out of dodge. Out towards safety. You've got the go to play for. They're going in for the defuse, and can they stop this as well? I don't think they can. It's going to get completed.
Oh, okay. I like the idea of the retake. Thought it was pretty cool, but they were kind of out of position, so yeah, the captain had to do this. Like literally had to do this nice solo play.
From the Viper's Pit and then just
good pinging
up
as well. The pings for everything here. I like the idea from Vitality, but yeah.
That spike was so near being fully
in terms of the light armor buy, right? This means that they can buy into this one. So although it's a devastating round to lose, normally this would be if you're buying heavy. Normally you get reset, but
cleaning house there. That round was completely lost.
Some really interesting stats about Adakatsu when I was doing a little bit
Even
of
he
research
looks
into this game. I know that he wasn't brought out for every single map this team played last week, especially
Viper ult. Dude, it's really strong. It's very, very strong.
The whole competition at the moment.
Always has been. Especially once you spend the time and you find like the really strong after plant ones. Right, the actual lineup Viper ults are insane.
100%.
Some of the ones we're seeing recently have been disgusting.
This will be Adakapta on double smoke maps, and then on sky maps, it seems, on single smoke maps, that's when Mouge comes in. Not Moj, Mouge.
That's not all going to be confusing.
Not at all.
Is it Moj? Is it Mouge?
Hey, last week we dealt with it okay, so.
So yeah, in terms of this, we should be seeing an eco. They went for this push last time. Surely it's just, like, what do they do with this? They just clear.
FUT with a great read on the situation, hard, force their way out.
Chat, I'm such a hater of this Vitality comp, I'm not gonna lie to you. They've done well with it so far.
has been given up once again, and we saw FUT win from this position previously.
Everything FUT do is to play away from the early aggression from Vitality. Now, this Harbor Wall did go down.
Doesn't Bone Cold run esports schools?
I was wondering if they're going to try to get on this
quickly.
That's
the first I've heard of it.
Mollies. They've got to work past.
Oh, Sender. He's got to do all the work
nice
here, but no, the flash.
Oh,
he gets it through the full flash as well.
Oh my god. Oh my god, it's just a highlight reel. It's an actual highlight reel. That was nuts.
A brilliant early play and some excellent big 4K clutches coming out.
What is going on?
What did Mr. Fallen have for breakfast, man? That was unreal.
And we were so excited about Sender for a second with the kill through the flash. But no, Just this absolute, he's on 1 HP as well,
Oh
but they
my
can't land the
goodness.
critical shot they need.
I mean, the only way you kill him is with paint shells. No one won a gunfight versus them. It's a bit of a based crouch
Yeah, that is the
enthusiast,
IGL.
you know, ducking and weaving around the bullets on every spray there. But man, oh man, they just came one after another, and he could not be shut down.
I think it's a pretty understandable read here as well for Vitality.
Just don't peek him.
Taking that time out. I think quite sorely needed as well.
Okay,
because
they definitely
are
need to
getting
change it up.
bowled
A's
over by
been
FUT.
kind of weak.
Yeah.
Again, the decisiveness that we're seeing, you know, Vitality kind of show their fangs for half a second and go, right, we're pushing here, we're going aggressive.
If you're
As soon as
Vitality now,
there's
it
any
feels like it's
utility
pretty
investment,
obvious, right? They're
trying
just going to go
B,
for heavy
trying
A
to force
control
their
at
way
the
up
beginning.
towards A. FUT are just like, cool, well, we're going that way.
Heavy
and then
A,
just disappear.
leave one
I mean,
here.
the thing is, there's a lot of great utility to force with on the defensive
Either
side.
that,
for Vitality.
whatever they're
You
doing,
have
they're going more
Breach,
aggro,
Raze wants to
basically.
get a lot of things done. Thing is, that's also really loud.
But it can be pretty
So
rough
unless
with
they're
this comp to
guessing
go
right
aggro
on the
because
lane
of
they're
the
going down, whether it
Cypher.
be C, B, or A, FUT can react to that accordingly. You know, there have been a couple rounds where it's just been a hard ball down.
Let's see.
C, so
Yeah, we're
they've
gonna
moved into the A
Tevernate
side.
this.
That
Makes a
round
lot
it's
of
coming down
sense.
B, so that's exactly
In
when,
terms
FUT
of
tried
the
to
econ,
speed up
it's
over towards the
it's
A
a
side.
low
It doesn't
buy.
really matter
It's
which
not that
side they're
good.
going to because
It's
they
actually
know
pretty bad,
there's
but-
going to be 2-3 players committed down mid. That means
Tevernate
one of those sites is only going to have a single player on it on those extremities.
might get
It's
him as he
very easy
TPs
to
out.
flash.
Yeah, if any team is going to be a little bit crazy with the Omen ult here as well, it's going to be FUT. That's online and
yeah,
available
doesn't
in
go
this
for
round
it.
if they need it.
They
And
called
Mr.
in the
Quality,
timeout
who's
the
played
most
this
like
previously,
this
has gone
likely
for
this
some
was going to happen. We
deranged
actually
Omen ults. We're talking just
they
straight
didn't
into
pull the
enemy
trigger
spawn.
on it, so
Like
they
the-
must
the
have some
Omen
kind of
ults you see in
reaction.
solo queue all the
It must be
time.
like you
A lot of
see
times
this
it's probably
util
see that-
and then
that
we
see
pull it
them
'cause
in
they both
solo
had it
queue
in their
because
hand
of him,
ready.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean,
it
no,
was,
we saw
it
way
was,
before him. Let's be clear.
they had it for a reaction.
day
Off
one.
some
I've got some
certain
issues
util.
with Omen players. But yeah, no, I think a lot of times you just see that used as scouting information, but he'll actually use it to get a speedy flank going.
Right. They've seen this
Well, here at
three.
least he's drawn a bit of attention
Now they go
out
fast. They should
towards
know the
A, and
Cypher's
again,
here just
FUT kind of
'cause
reading, okay, there's 2 or 3
obvious.
players out there. I just got smacked by a bunch of utility. Let's rotate to the other side of the map. It's going to be depending on how quickly these 2 players coming through mid for the side of Vitality can get here. And by the looks of it, they've got there in time. FUT may just choose to back away here and potentially dip into
Yeah,
B.
they
The thing is, they
overstacked this
love
pretty
hitting
heavy.
switch, right? Instantly the door gets opened. Now that could potentially
kind
pull
of
the rotate
full mic.
mark over
Yeah.
onto B. But with Twiston taking this forward stance, they know the
No, they
rotate
know.
isn't coming. And now
Oh
he could
boy,
punish
they're
if they do come
FUT
into
in
it.
trouble
And they've
here.
got one watching spawn as well. They very much put FUT inside of a cage here as well. But they're about to walk into an absolute slaughter. He lets
The
them all come
worst
through,
gun
5
possible
to
for it.
1, but
Literally
misses
the
the
worst
rest
gun.
as well. That Stinger not quite doing
Might
the
even-
work
might
required.
even prefer to have
Both Cole
Classic in
finds
that,
one
but
more. It's
that
looking good for
situation.
VIT here in the post plan.
No
About
worse
just as
situation
bad.
to be than to see multiple players with the Stinger in hand. It's so tough.
Still doing
It's
pretty good.
Doable
The
now
breach-
in a 3-on-3. Destrian coming around the corner. This player can't hear anything yet. Ada Captain takes them all.
man.
Oh my god.
The controller players
Another
are
4K for
crazy
Ada
at the
Captain as well.
moment.
You know, for a second coming down to that 4v3, I thought, okay,
What are the
then
controller
B side,
players on?
Pretty tight and enclosed. Good chance
11
in
and
shorter
6.
range fights that we'll see Vitality coming away here with a couple of kills, but absolutely not. Ada Captain.
Imagine
once
subbing this guy
again,
out. So someone said in chat that
You know, it is worth noting that was
they're
the
done
first
with the
real
6-person
half-buy
roster.
we've seen from Vitality.
I
because
don't
they
know
are
if that's
light armor
official,
enthusiasts,
but I'm
so
down to go.
even then,
Is it
making
everyone
I'm
that
down
uses
to
it
say
then?
it
Yeah,
is.
I mean, well, that's the thing too. Is even on your light buys, like you actually get to have some stingers, some specters.
Moosh
perhaps,
tweeted it.
knowing that you only need.
Eamon's
30 for
confirming
each
it?
month
Okay.
Going into the next, or
Then honestly,
36,
yeah, I
37,
think that's
depending on
great.
utility
Sadze,
mix
what's up,
as
dude? How you
well.
doing?
And now we finally have Vitality going towards.
I think
A,
that's,
but
again,
essentially
I'm not a
it's so
fan.
sad when
Not
you
a
just
fan
get
of the
the
6-person
wrong
roster.
read, like,
You're just adding so
repeatedly
much
like
to your
this.
plate. It just
Vitality
doesn't.
moving over towards A, FUT are set up to go C, and yet there's 2 players
me, it doesn't
on
make
C
sense.
and some tripwires to play with as well.
Here we go, and they know what's
Maybe
going on.
certain
as well.
maps,
Pressure
but
comes on
like
through.
still-
They
oh
should
my.
know what's going now, but Sender
This is
has already
nice,
mowed
though.
him through too. It's a game of hero plays in multi-kills everywhere, but Sender will not find the 3K in this round.
Huge
Multi
concuss.
converts one into a second. There's only Mr. Falling left standing, and finally Vitality will find their second round.
MVP of that round, Bone Cold, on the rotation from
See,
A
I
to
think
C.
Sender
He's
did
on
great.
B,
He popped-
and he lines up a
Did he not,
gorgeous concuss
chat, did
straight
he
down
not
the
just
lane
pop
entryway
both of
into C. I think
the
it hit all
cages
3 surviving
before
players
the
on FUT. Yeah, the initial hold
before
was
the
pretty
KO
solid
went
there from
off?
Sender, just fighting over those one-ways. I think FUT were a little bit overcommitted into that, but that
Like,
concuss
he's
absolutely
definite
locked that
MVP
round
there. That
down
was
for
that was
Vitality.
sick.
We've seen a few good concussions come out of him in this half, to be fair.
Because
We've
they
seen
really
it
wanted to
off
force the
towards
issue.
A
They
being used
basically the whole plan
Yes.
and the whole plan was
Look at
fine.
that.
Like the whole plan was
Look
so
at
fine.
Absolutely
It's
everyone.
just that
Absolutely
he managed to
buried.
get them off before. That's why they forced it in. That's why it looks a little bit rough because they were just so confident that he wouldn't get it off in time.
On the replay. So thank you very much for that one. As ooh, I love this, making use of the verticality right there.
Yeah, and this is nice to
Popping
punish
up
this.
onto that
Okay,
box
they're
and just peering
actually
over the smokes.
they're actually
That's
stabilizing a little bit. And they have a lot of ults, so they could have a good comeback here.
Over towards C.
Oh, not the Viper again.
Actually, for Sender.
It does kind of feel, given how tight so many of the walkways are through this map, that actually that kind of play would be a far more commonplace thing. And maybe we see it develop as the stage goes by.
Every round there's been some kind of multi-frags. Yeah, it's
Usually the
actually
only place you really see people
pretty
boosting
mad
up
at the
is around
moment.
Rubble outside of A. That's very common, although it's been pretty light, I think, in terms of actually fighting for A main control. This was really the first round, or the last round too, with how Vitality were playing it. We're going for.
They've been way more proactive as well.
Probably indicating that.
Yeah, when there's,
Not wanna be
I
losing
think they've
control of
started
this
to
one
realize
anytime
that they're
soon.
like
Right now, FUT are looking a little bit
4-1ing a
lost,
lot,
not
so there's
100%
always
sure
a
of
circle,
exactly
like
where it
there's
is they wanna
always
be
a
pushing.
Yeah,
zero
they
somewhere.
put the lockdown
Right, we
onto
did
B,
this
but the
with the
entire
breach, we've
team's
done this with the
rotating
Cypher
over
now.
towards A. This could be a really convincing fake, and yet Twiston has not abandoned the A site.
Give me
Mulsi
Twiston.
is also getting called over and sees
Give me
everything.
Twiston, Briz.
Gotta see the KO. Cracks had to get that kill, but simply didn't get it. Now we got to find and see if we can get one into side as well. Neon's managed to
Oh,
march
this
their
is
way
weird.
through, but Kiwi
I mean,
can't
Twiston
get
did
one.
insane.
Those two had to get some kills to make this work, I
No.
felt, but they've got themselves into a spot where it's a 2 versus 2. It
Okay,
is
time's
still
really low
saleable
to
for
plant
FUT.
this.
No
Really,
time,
really
13
low.
seconds. The interrupt there with the breach hold is absolutely massive.
Oh
but
my
Captain
God,
finds
this-
the kill. 2-on-1 now in time
He's
to
a-
plant.
he's unbelievable. How does he never die? Oh, for God's sake, man. I just need to stop talking
He's got to live.
every
He's
single
got to
time.
hold. 1.5 seconds. He sees him at close range. Sender gets the shutdown.
Close.
And sends
Sender's
FUT to the
doing
Shadow
work.
Realm.
That one was real
No
close.
way does Sender win that, man. What? How does he get past the player tree? Just
Vitality
sprinting
played
towards
this pretty
center
well,
site?
though.
That spike was inches away from the
Twiston
ground,
definitely
too. Like, we're
did
talking the final
above and
motion
beyond.
as you throw it onto
The
the
stuns
ground.
were really good as
And
well.
then
The
there's
ult
just
was
no
really
time.
good.
Reddy gets this kill,
From
the
the
last
breach.
possible second. 3 seconds on the clock. All you have to do is survive. And the fact that his smoke is on both sides of the wall there is just gross as well.
Makes it even harder. I really thought for a second when we saw Moj round the corner, he
I think
might just go
chat,
for
I
the
think it's
rimfire
my
and just
the
hope to
coach's
God that he was there,
replay
but
is one of my
no,
favorite
wanted to
things.
try and push it and make
For
that
sure.
work, and they paid the price.
We're on
Vitality bouncing back that little bit more.
We're on Sender watch now as well, and seeing what he can do with these tripwires, because you just saw a really deep trip placed on C. And one of the best things about Cypher is when you can play against a Neon as opposed to a
Okay,
Raze.
stacking
'Cause
some
Raze
orbs
breaks
over
all
towards
utility. It's
Smosh.
really
They used a
annoying
lot of
to
ults for
face
that,
off
though.
against. Neon runs so fast, she doesn't have time to break your util, so having deep kill trips on site, I think is really effective.
Well, that's a good amount of info.
Get out of here.
Teleporting himself way out, yeah, back out towards safety.
They have a nice kill trip
Burnt down, but they are
on
of course
site.
100% sure what's going on. It's a C hit.
Would have done their
Surprise!
homework.
Here we go.
They
with
looked
FUT
for the
trying to
camera
march
that
on
was
through.
above.
Sender carries on where he left off before being
This ult
traded out
might
by
be too
March.
good.
Yeah, I assume Krax is...
Damn. And they
actually
saved the
hit
alarm
Sender
bot
because
as
the
well, and they
tripwire
put that
turned
in
off
here.
on site.
This is a
Maybe
hard
could play more
retake.
passively with
Yeah,
that
the
still
people
up and
from
getting
here have
something
to do
done,
great.
But the party has been called. We're trying to get into the site fast with Vitality.
They're really going to make this push work, though. We've seen a couple of walls really benefit.
They at least got a lot of
Coming
space.
out of Destrian
At least got a
first
lot
with
of
the orb,
space with
and
the,
now on site itself, but they force him
Oh
out
my
towards
goodness, look at this
backside.
game right now.
Phone's on a walkabout through B as well, so no
How much
player
vision
on
is
site
getting
for them.
denied here?
Praxis has to fight forward with the team now, but Vitality are mowing them over.
They got the most important kill.
Down here as well into another, but it's all down to Mr.
They're going to
Fallen.
think he's mound.
Of course, we know that spike is down. He brings it into the 1v1. Who wins out here? It's Mulsi or Fallen to give their team at least a lead for a moment. Stepping out towards one
good
side,
decision.
taps on
Well
towards the
done, well
spike.
played.
A second time coming in. He's got a hold
Damn.
of Fallen.
Mr. Fallon's
And we
looking kind
go.
of
We move up to
unreal.
6 and 3.
He played that really
Fantastic
well.
out of Fallen there in the 1 versus 2 and the 1v1.
He was very
at the
calm
end
after
there.
the first tap as well.
Knowing that the first one so often will not be that commit to the half, waiting for the swing, seeing how you're going to play it. But after you played so timidly after the first tap, on the second tap, with so little time, you know Mulsi is going to try to get
Yeah,
a
he
half.
played that pretty much perfectly.
Absolutely perfect.
It's one of those where you want to try and look to bait, really, I think, the guy that's going in for the defuse as well. You know, playing an off angle, you haven't got to hold it and be aggressive. Let him come in, and as soon as he steps in for the man going for the defuse, you swing out.
They got a
It's a freebie
foot
waiting
tunnel.
to happen when he has got no idea where you are, but maybe a little bit aggressive there at the start of it. Foot call in there, Tom.
Ben,
Yeah, I'm cracking
It's
up.
me
'cause
in
I think on the
Turkish.
replay
I learned that
it came in
last week.
Ben got the kill. Like,
Yeah,
who's Ben?
because this is local screen, right?
Yeah.
Because it shows their POV.
What's going on here? Doesn't make much sense. I
Let's
don't know
go,
about
Ben.
Let's go, Ben. All right. Wow. I mean,
I know pro players. I can use that name.
you can.
It's no big deal to
you're on a
me.
first name basis.
it's a
Okay,
little
okay.
bit
to me.
too
Day
random.
one, already getting cozy.
Lighties.
putting
Sometimes, to an
things
extent.
in a
The
custom
only thing that
scene
I've
to go
kind
to
of...
about a
I
player.
have counted
Well,
some
Ben.
Viper
Oh,
ults
it's just
before,
like the go-to
similar
meme
to how
is
you're
the,
saying,
"Let's go,
and
Ben."
it'll
Yeah,
be
I'm calling
like...
Ben. We're good
It'll be like
friends
the
like
set
that.
ones where there's like
Big
a...
deal to me.
So this
Right,
is
yeah,
like
it's
a...
also
That's for a Switch.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone
I
knows
don't know
I'm
what the hell
familiar.
I'm drawing,
Yeah,
to be honest with you.
I called
But say there's like a little alcove,
because- Yeah, we're on a
right
last
where
name
you're...
basis,
where you can stand.
Oh, you got
Like
to that
you...
level, huh?
Yeah,
a lot
we're
of them you'll be
very
able to say
formal.
like
How many
this is
days
where
did
they
that
well, so you can nade it.
I'm
But
gonna
it's
check
not
it.
like a common
Yeah,
anti.
back
It will just be like if there's a
2013.
set ult
Not
and
quite
there's a
just
corner
high
they
school
like to
level
stay in.
back, but oh yeah, that was high school for me back then. I know you were what, probably.
But it's normally not
senior
like
year university.
something that you go heavy to anti.
Yeah. Ow.
Unless it's like a...
Sorry about that. I don't know why I
real
went that
settle.
direction. That's rude. Quick shots here, so I'm all over the place mentally.
There we go.
Then that's
Straight
Viper
towards
ult
B,
and
they've already
bind.
got
The one
control
for
of mentality. They forced up A and they've been
Dude,
punished for
we were
it.
the first team that they
Killing
used that in
lurk
practice on.
Moj outside of A, though, is really
We
big
got
now, 'cause
owned
now
by
they
it
can't
first
fight
time
into
and then they
Link,
never
but
used it
have to go
again,
the
I think.
opposite direction over towards C.
We
which is
stole it as well,
absolutely
it's so good.
crazy.
They've been forced away, but they've still got the
The one
control.
where he
right? That's the
crouches.
problem.
But the thing is, they only have control over one entry point into B, so now you have to send Ada Captain on this wraparound towards the opposite
How on
side.
earth
This is
did-
really hard for FUT to play.
How on
And
earth
they've
do
got
they win
Destrian
this?
waiting off
It's,
towards the
I mean,
left. Sure enough, no, both taken down. They've cracked it wide open, but they've got to get him to find the
No.
kills. Kiwi! We wonder when he might appear, and a 4K is one way to announce a grand entry into this
2v4.
game.
How on earth did they win it? I guess
No
that's how.
way
That was,
is
dude, that was
Kiwi able to
nice
do
though.
that. I mean, we've seen so many rounds that FUT have just clutched up
It's been relatively quiet from
on
Kiwi.
their side.
Let's be
And
honest.
this one, no different.
Ugh. Just beautiful timing on it as well.
Absolutely nuts.
It's literally just
all came
like
together,
who
they're
wants
getting that early
to
push
who
in,
wants to multi-kill this round.
Punishing that aggression
Every single
coming out
time.
of
Who wants to get
Vitality. We
three?
saw it in the early rounds.
Whose
They
turn
took
is it?
time out and tried to adapt, but it feels
Everyone's
well,
taking
now got the
turns
read
of it.
back on that once more.
It's
Yeah,
non-stop.
well, and I'm just surprised because that
That's
came
a
down to
cap in
individual
as
play
well,
straight up.
just
I think
won his
Vitality
duel out. Dude,
killing
he's
the
been
lurk
insane
on
on
a
this map.
outside near rubble is so important because that's the player that sort of backstabs the defenders as they try to work through baby
But it's
door
the
to
first time
slip
they've
back
actually
into the site
fully pushed
on the
close.
retake.
With a
I
Bucky
was
as well.
shocked to
Again,
see
Bucky's
that,
are unreal.
Equally shocked to see
Bucky's
the
are
Bucky.
absolutely unreal left click. This could be disgusting.
This could be a big time for the Bucky to shine
What's
as
the
four
flash
players
like?
line up. But no, in comes the flash. They come out. That's
Lovely
beautiful
flash.
play. Immediately there's a trade to come in, but now Molsey looking a little bit isolated, calls in for the backup. Everyone's
Dude, the
rotating
double
over, but
stun
he's
was good.
down.
Nice
And
util from
FUT
Kiwi.
tend not to waste any
That was a
time once
nice
the push
stun.
comes through. The question is they commit towards A or rotate back out.
FUT look really
Destrian
good
was
on
trying
this
to
map.
rotate in behind,
Again, I
but
think
by the looks of
Vitality's
it,
comp
they're going
is
hard
a
for A and
little
It's
bit...
possible they split.
I
I
mean,
think they're going to break down door and
it's
move
very
into B,
rough
which
on
opens
defense
up
with this comp.
Destrian
Here
with
they
an
go.
interesting angle.
This whole map is about stopping
They've
power,
got one
and
way
they
to run the
have...
flank as well. That Killjoy lurking off towards
mean,
one
they have
side, down goes one
none,
more.
really.
Spikes down as well, they've dropped it inside Link. That's not what they needed, but they find the kills regardless. Good
You can have
clear
setups where you
from
have a
What did
bit
I
of
just say at the
stopping
start of the
power,
round,
but
though?
it's only good for the
that
5
play
seconds.
outside near rubble that when you try to work through baby door on defense to retake the
Thoughts
site,
on
this
Solo
time
Harbor? I
retaking
hate
it
it.
even, it just gives you no chance.
I think they
to
use it
pull
very
one
well.
even
Killjoy,
breeze.
right?
But
Yeah.
I hate it.
I mean, it can be anyone, but oftentimes it will be Moj with this team in that spot, and that is just absolutely brutal. Now just one more round left in the half, and I mean, Moj cracks
See
this
good
with their
IGLing
ultimates
from
here.
FUT.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Hugely impactful.
They feel very comfortable on
That
this
could be
map.
the big problem. This could be what
They have a
determines
lot
how Ray
of,
moves up to that
like, the
9-3
shot calling's
half
very
that
good
we're
at the
thinking
moment,
about.
just like the
You know,
reactionary
nothing else
calling,
really looking to
basically.
come online unless Fallen can find himself something to get that last orb, get that last ultimate point online, and then see one of those crazy plays that we were talking about, the rank specials.
Yeah, they're just having to go. They're just having to go
Remember
super
how often
aggro.
FUT opened this
And I think
door?
this is the right
They can actually
play.
open at the
Oh,
opposite
this
time
actually
and
has a
try to break
chance.
this ult.
But can they break it in time is the real question. They're trying to fight their way through, but simply haven't found it yet. In they come, Multi! No, you can't be missing those. Moj
How does
into a two. It's somewhat saved
How
by
is Moj
Twisted
alive?
and Destrian,
How has he
but
got
one of the
two?
two goes down as well. It feels like
It's
FUT
his
might
turn
have just forced
to get
their
two,
way into a
apparently.
round win.
That was a disaster
Yeah, this is a
from
disaster.
Vitality.
The whole thing's a disaster at the moment for
Somehow
Vitality.
Moj finding two, unbelievable.
They really should have got those.
But now Bone told he has to do something, just a 1-for-1.
For a
Maybe a
second.
moment.
Could have brought that down to a 2v1, but just couldn't quite find his man. And now Twiston, two separate angles isolated off. Clearly, they're not 100% sure exactly where he's coming from.
And they're not going to give him a fight. Look how
They
deep
only
that
ever hit
captain's
C with
pushed.
ults.
Maybe now coming
I think
back
they did.
in.
Now they know, and this is the problem. He simply does not have the time. You got one more stepping in, he
Damn.
can't even find
What a
Kiwi,
sick half from them.
who gives FUT the 9-3 half. Although again, a drawback to the game that we
Yeah,
catch before we came live
I mean-
on this one, and we saw the 8-4
This guy was
half,
everything.
We saw a massive swing back.
Good
and a
multi-kills
win for
to
the
win
other
them,
side
like,
that moved
big
on to
rounds.
attack.
Yeah, Vitality looked pretty
And just
strong
again, the
on
shot
Lotus
calling
last
was
week,
great.
so
Like
definitely
they
can't
could,
sleep on
it
them.
felt like they could
And, I mean,
constantly
a lot of
feel
rounds
how many
were
people were on the
clutched
sites
away
and their
from
rotations
FUT
into
esports, right?
different
Like,
parts of the
that's
maps
definitely
are pretty
something that
good.
happened. But also, I think FUT just reacted to all the early information Vitality gave them. Whenever Vitality was trying to take any amount of space, they just dodged away from it so often. This
A second kill from Moj.
I just can't even
Yeah,
believe that
daily
happened.
action.
Because Vitality had the exact right read. I think multiple times Vitality knew exactly what they needed to do. Just individually,
What
like
map is
maybe one
Vitality
player
banning if they
slipped,
leave
and
this
then
in this
the
pool? No,
dominoes tumbled,
like,
right? Everything
it's not...
fell apart for them.
It looks a lot worse than it is. Like, FUT are really good on
Sometimes
this.
you've got the right idea, but
Their
just
comp
not
is very
quite the
bad
right
on defense.
execution,
It's like a
and
comp
that's
that's
exactly
good
what
on
it proved to
defense
be.
as well. So
With that halftime, what are
it's
you
like,
expecting going into the
I
second?
mean, it's a
Given
comp
you've had
that's
to cast these guys last week,
good on
anything that
attack
really
instead of
springs to mind that
defense.
you were
So
expecting?
they should
I
have a
think
better
one of the
chance.
things
Yeah.
Vitality
I'm not
did,
saying they're going to win,
that
but it will
they
look
did
better.
super well is they would really sell like A and C fakes and then go for like really wide rotations. Again, similar to what we saw with like busting out a baby door and moving from A into B, these types of things. But oftentimes,
it felt like
make
FUT
an
had a
aggressive
fun
play
time
towards Mound or towards
going
Bubble
against
and
the
leave one player
single
there.
controller.
The rest of the team would maybe back off, and then you would have that late round flank option to move into.
Like the
or
swing
just
over
to stab
towards
in the back
B
if
or like going the other
forehand
side when
group
they've
was
seen
able
the
to
wall
effectively take a
was
site on
kind
the
of just
opposite
what they
side.
did
So
all the
it's a
time,
lot
right?
of
They
full
bait
map
the
play for
wall out and then
Vitality,
they just go to
and
the
it'll
other
be
side.
important that FUT don't bite
And
too hard
that's kind of all you
on
have to
the
do.
face.
Going into B or going into A when they can't block any vision is
it's
sick.
starting play from Ben.
Ben. Good old
Flying
Ben.
Specs, thank you so much,
We all
dude.
rate Ben.
Appreciate
What a
it.
time.
The thing is that I'll come back to it, and again, it's the
Mr.
kind of
Fallon's
thing
been
that I'll touch
fragging
on
wells in
at the
IGL.
beginning
It's
of the
very
stories.
true.
When it comes down to the
It's very, very true.
4K rounds, that's on the back of
Chat,
one
let's get
player.
some slugs in for
Eventually
Flying
enabled by
Specs. Thank you so much for that,
utilities
dude. Appreciate it.
do stack together really well in Valorant.
Who else are
But
some
you are looking at
IGLs
these
who
individual
frag
players really
consistently?
popping off and dragging things over the line
Like
because
King
there were a
from
couple of
Lev.
rounds like this exact one that you just saw a second
Sadak.
ago that arguably if Vitality had got
Who
it
else
just
frags
right,
pretty
would have
consistently?
been able to pull ahead, get the round on the board, and maybe we're staring instead at something like, I don't know, a 7-5 rather than being as drastic as it is
Stacks
now.
is a good one.
Yeah.
It's a game on a dime at points.
Absolutely. And so often that pivot point was Mosh. I think he had a couple of great rounds. Ada Captain, of course, is walking away from the first half with 17 kills on the Viper. So no
I
slouch.
think he was sat there after like 12 rounds, after like 9 rounds as well. He was really flying.
Because you can't forget like the 3-man spray down
Stella.
inside of B, down at the bottom
If
of
we
that site.
include just this
So
year
many insane
and
moments in the
add in
post-plant
December
fourth
as well, then
now,
yeah, I agree
they've got
with you.
great stall tools, right? Double smokes plus Killjoy, it becomes very difficult for Vitality to actually enter into a site. And they have a lot of great entry tools themselves. but
Joga Miju, thank you so much, dude, with
see
the
if they
prime.
can find the right
6
timings
months.
around
Chat,
the
you know what to do, let's
cycle
spam some
of
slugs.
utility that FUT are gonna be throwing at
I'm
them.
even gonna
Well, we've seen
miss
the
some of the
overall
pistols
craziness
to do
of
it. There we
FUT.
go.
Again, how good they were at
Thank you so much for that, dude.
rapidly
Appreciate the
rotating
support.
away when it was
Okay,
evident
1,
Vitality
2
were trying to force
frenzies,
one lane.
no frenzies.
Now, can they
2
respond
frenzies
this
against
as well
no
in
frenzies.
time on
Let's
the
see how
defensive
much better
side?
this looks
Can
on
they
attack
be
in
the
terms
ones
of
to
the
go
defense.
aggressive? Can they
Instant knife out
deal
that
to them
gets so
rapid
much info that
rotations
no
coming out
one's
of Vitality?
So
crossed
this is
this.
kind of what I meant from Vitality, right? You can see they put presence
Camera
up towards Mount,
out
and then they
and
just
trip
left
to
Sender
see if
chill
anyone's pushed
over
away.
here.
That's
The
kind
rest
of
of
cool.
the team is moving
They
into
create
A. They have
pressure
one player
here.
outside
They got
B. So they
They got
so
2
many
lurks
options.
at the
These
moment.
players
It's
hear
kind of
footsteps.
nice.
If they hear the
So they can
rotations
hear
going away,
rotates or they can
those A
create
players can
pressure
either pivot
depending on
all
what
the
they
way
want to
through B,
achieve.
if maybe Molsey has taken a forward position, or they could go deep through spawn and regather up with Sender.
There we go. Hard forcing towards B here as well. Made a little
They
bit of
stole
noise
the,
out towards A to maybe bait that it's coming, but they've got themselves
stole the
inside. This should
liquid
be the
wall.
spike going down and
interesting.
potentially a commanding start for Vitality, assuming they can get this finish down without any kind of weird backstab, but they've got 2 of the 4, but no one's on flank
Mr.
watch.
Fallen still hasn't made noise on C, so that's why Sender hasn't walked in yet. He's so aware that this could be happening.
Here comes the Viper from behind as well, but really looking to make the play happen, but it's 2 coming in for FUT to start things off. Cracks, living up to his name, finding Twisted and Destrian. It's a 3rd coming in as well, make it a 4th. The man is
Oh
absolutely
no,
flying.
he
Almost
gets
catches
caught
it
as
with
well.
his
Oh
pants
man,
down,
that's
no
a
pistol in
crazy
hand.
pistol.
A 5v1, he gets 1, finds 2,
I mean, fair
almost
play.
3.
Cracks.
But as I
It was
said,
his
in
turn
that
this
first
time.
half, so many big hero rounds.
Okay,
Now it's
chat,
Krax's turn.
let's just
Just
start
going
looking
to
at
play
Haven.
with a
Oh
big
my
4K
goodness.
to get us underway.
Vitality
I'm gonna
most
be a big
likely
fan
going
of
to
FUT if
buy
they
into this
continue
one,
to
so
make these
let's not fully
very
count them out
fast
yet.
retake
But
attempts onto site.
if
Because
they lose
the
this, then most
biggest,
likely.
Detriment to these lurks, which you see so
The best
often
Lotus
on
team?
Lotus,
I mean, they're going to
is
be
a
5-0
fast
if they
retake.
win
You just
this.
can't get in position
So
quickly enough to
they're looking
contribute to the
very
round.
strong in it.
It's not Sender's fault. He was waiting
Oh, they
to hear
don't
someone
buy
rotate
into
off
this?
C. No one ever made
okay.
noise. Mr. Fallen was
I
playing
respect that.
very nicely on that area. Again, I think that has to be smart prep coming in after the presence was shown over towards Mound as well.
I think it's also the sort of duality
EG
there,
lost
the
this
retake,
lead,
one
damn.
where they're being swung on by Vitality, one where they're swinging onto Vitality, and yet still they come out 2-0.
That's a nice
in
hit
both
if they're heavy
situations.
going over
It's going to be
towards
so
him.
hard to bring them down here.
And then you just
See, we're
spam this
beaming
area
in through the
afterwards.
wall, and it's
That's
Twisted
actually
the
really
first
nice.
to
They
fall.
look very good at this map,
FUT just
though.
spent about 2,000
They actually look
credits
really
worth
good
of
at this map.
utility
They're probably
over
going to lose this
towards
round,
A.
not complimenting so
Ends up
much.
only
But
being a 1-for-1. That usually ends up being the the handshake as well. If we fight for A, it's going to be costing us a lot. So the fact that they didn't maintain control there is a bit alarming.
You also got as well, just got to be careful of this one player that's just hanging out.
Sender buys the Sheriff or the Ghost into this one. This isn't too bad. They got the plant, so honestly, he should be fine.
But nothing else,
that's kind of the only reason that he actually can do that. Plus, on attack, you don't need as many trips in theory.
I like the little spam there.
Baby door.
Doing just a little bit. right on the outside. Now the thing is, when this busts down, that's exactly when
It was definitely a
Sniper's
pretty
gonna
big,
walk on. The second they see Moj,
pretty
Sniper's
big
gonna
round where
accelerate,
he
and they're
didn't
gonna try
have
to get
trips,
the
so
backstab.
no info.
They don't even need it.
They don't even need it.
Yeah, they're doing good at the moment. No killjoy.
No one left
So
on the side of FUT to
they
have
get into
any kind of
sight.
say
They
in
need
this,
some map
but we know
control
what
though,
their
and they
retakes are
kind of
like.
have no
3-on-3
idea where anyone
is
is.
winnable now for Vitality, and yet
They get a
this
bit of map
flank from
control,
Mr.
and it's
Ball
an
through
okay
main
plant for it.
is going to be a bit unexpected.
Oh, they have some good
He's
map
gotta go
control.
fast,
This
and
is the
he
play
actually
that
made
wins
it.
it.
Because the two, and there's a
Let's
breach
keep
as
an
well
eye on
as
Sender.
Destrian stacking up ready for it. He goes to the spray, but can't find either.
Woman
Out
flash
comes
is
the
nice.
paranoia.
Keep an eye on Sender.
Both forced away ever so slightly, but they've got to go
Yeah,
fast.
huge wraparound now from Sender
Yeah,
too.
Sender's
He's
the
on
person to win
heaven
this.
now with an opportunity to shoot in the back of the head, but Ada Captain finds him.
That's all they need. A second as well coming in,
this
and they
guy's too
find the
good.
third as well. But just will
This
not
guy's
lose
too
in these
good.
retakes.
Fair play.
You can see the map play coming through from Vitality. The FUT are just a little bit better with the weaponry there as well.
Cracks onto his ult as well in a second.
Oh yeah, that's actually a great spot on that one. Talk about strong retakes now. Defense-wise,
How do you stop that?
Well,
where do you put him? 'Cause
Yogi
you could try to
enfranchising
fight
anytime
aggressively
soon?
for Mound and look for the Sea Orb.
I mean, not anytime
That's
soon because
definitely
there's no
doable. Or you just say
player
we don't have to like overinvest into grabbing that. We've got a very comfortable
transfer
lead.
market open for a bit.
One of the things that I actually think you can do when
I
that
love
is
the passion in the coach.
I'm over here like really casually
Oh
talking
my
about
goodness.
Ultorb as the coach, you know, absolutely pogging out of his mind.
Absolutely loving his life.
Respect.
I do love that we actually had the coaches obviously in the venue as well. Just kind of like overlords sat above their teams, just watching
Yeah.
from above, barking commands down. It's great.
It's really nice.
It really is a Coliseum.
Now I wonder. See, I'm a little disappointed.
nice
in FUT
double
here, 'cause
push
I
from
think
them,
that
so
if you
yeah,
hear
just
so
a
much
full
presence over
bonus.
towards A, this would be a great
Vitality
chance
have
sneak
to
away
win
that
this.
orb on Kraxus.
Might
This is
already be
actually
too
my
late,
first
but
rotate.
again,
They
the
favor
attack
being
half of
more
Lotus,
heavily
maybe
embedded on site
it's
to fight
doable.
quickly than having the ult for the retake.
Right. Well, it's trying to
This
work
is
their
kind
way
of nice.
through
I've
here.
actually never seen the
Not really doing
smoke
much at the
here,
moment.
but in theory
still
it's
feeling like where they
pretty
wanna go,
good. It's
though.
going to take
This
a
is
lot
how
of
Vitality
damage
play.
going all
They
the way
wanna
through
They
this.
want to break baby door. They want to open link door. They want to move all over
And
the
in
map. So,
theory,
I mean, if you're
like
on
he
defense
could
first, then you're
time
almost
you
better
going
just
the other
chilling
way.
in your spawn.
I actually kind of like it. I actually
rotating
think
into what
maybe you
they're trying
could
to do.
float it
Are all that
a
bothered.
bit
They're just
further
like,
back,
I mean, you guys can
like a
take
bit
maybe
more
door. You
towards
can
the
force
door.
your way in towards B. You can
like the
really
idea of
plant
it.
if you want to.
Yeah, the
Just
thing
know
is,
that we're coming back to collect rent.
if they plant B,
Oh, that's
that's
unlucky.
really worrisome, right? But
He's
are not
alive, though.
rocking with a lot here. A couple of Spectres and a Bulldog. So
Right, let's see what
trying
their
to fight
after
the close
plan's like.
quarters, maybe
They
even
got
playing
guns.
offsite. Either way, it's
They
very
got map
awkward
control.
on B, and they're not taking
I'll
forward
say it.
control towards CT
Should be
either.
impossible to lose.
No flank coming in either. Literally nothing. This actually looks like a really good position for Vitality to be in. But we've said that before, and on the sheer gun skill the hero plays, FUT have come out on top. Can they force them back?
This is doable.
Oh.
All they have to do is throw up that Viper Orb, get on the spot.
Oh
force
my
these
God.
Vitality
How is he
players
alive?
Out of the area. Oh
Okay,
no,
well.
Kiwi finds the first.
The door. Does he know?
Hey, this
Sees
was
them
a
out
nice
towards his left.
retake,
This
though.
1v1
I still don't
pretty
think they're gonna
critical
win.
here
This
as
was a
well.
nice
2 more
retake.
kills, so Sender coming up massive alongside Destrian. 2v3, make it a 1v3. And by the looks of it, Kiwi, he's getting out of dodge.
Those B post plants always make me a little bit nervous. I think importantly for Vitality, they were able to plant on the high ground
Okay.
there as opposed to
Nicely
down
done.
inside the pit. If you play offsite
That
and you're planted
actually still
safe
looked kind
all
of
the way down
impressive
to the
from
bottom of
FUT,
that.
so
Good
that's a
luck
bit
there.
of a
You
worrying
run into
sign for
a lot of
Vitality. They
issues.
did
So
good
good on
damage
them
into this one.
to hold on true there. Now, of course, Kraxus will have that ultimate.
Are we going to have two people
Very
that can't buy
comfortable
next
to
round? Yeah, we
spam
are.
a quick retake.
Okay,
Vitality
huge round.
glad to know what it
Huge
feels
swing
like to
rounds.
win again after
If
the number of
Vitality
rounds
want to do
that
it,
go against them.
winning this, making
It
Nuggety
does
goes
feel
one.
like a while. But we saw the kind of position
What is this iron chat? Don't. It started. One day Tarek wasn't streaming. Someone did the question marks, and then everyone started doing the question marks, and now it's just a thing, and it's by far the worst thing we've all adopted.
They controlled the round really well.
Honestly, like the way Vitality play their attack on Lotus, like this is the way I love to see Valorant played. Slow, embedding players, rotating off of information, faking out your opponents, sometimes just getting peeked on and traded out easily. But even that round, they threw just one cascade down A, and now are moving over
Do
to
it on
C.
that.
They've actually played very early.
Pansy, don't get
Roll
involved in this.
command. And now
This is
can move
between
on
me
out.
and
Do
chat.
they leave someone stuck there? Yes, of course they do. Of course Bone Cold's going to stay around.
You never know. That later swing back as well.
Of course I'm disappointed.
Again, FUT have been really aggressive with their rotates, being aware of the same thing.
This
here
is the
too.
pump fake, though, right? Because now they've taken enough time
Oh
that
my
FUT
goodness.
maybe they would preempt a rotate and move on out of here. And they still have Sender playing outside of mid. Now, FUT are not fighting on this whatsoever, so they've
Oh,
still
here we
got
go.
two.
Now comes the ultimate as well. The harbor.
Nice delay.
Revealing everyone,
Oh
but
my
still they're gonna
god.
see Kiwi step
Dude,
across
even
the final
their
one for himself. They know
Even
the
that
play's
was
coming
sick.
in, but no, quick rotate out
That
towards
was
B.
good.
They're in through door, but they're going into so many traps on site. There's 2 nano swarms waiting. That's points and points of damage. Loads of HP being chewed away, but still they march on forwards. It goes back into a 2 versus 2, and Vitality have got site control.
Why have I never seen that
playing
before?
together for now, actually sending Kiwi
Neon.
over to the
It's
opposite
great
side,
holding
trying
here
to
over
clear
Neon.
out Heaven, have
The
a second
stun's
entry point on the site.
insane.
But he's got to go fast. You can't leave him in the 1 versus 2.
These are the 2 players they knew were on
8
C.
HP,
This
5
position from
HP.
Kiwi might be a little
Oh, boy.
unexpected.
And that's the pressure coming out as well, just kind of lets you know, in case you weren't already sure, there are 2 players
Yeah,
nearby.
just never stand
Kiwi
still when you're
is
entering.
huge.
Just run and
It's
gun
so
like
huge.
this.
Sees the man as well on the spray through. Multi's all that's left.
Oh, there's
and
actually
they can't
real
find
close.
him.
40
Kiwi
HP
comes
on
out
that.
big, up to match point, FUT go.
Okay, gonna have to squeeze out a buy
Perfect call from
with
Kiwi
this.
there. So
it's gonna
often
be
you see
a
players
real
hold hands,
squeeze.
right? It makes sense. You want to be able
This
to
has
trade each
been
other out.
crazy,
But I love having a
like
second
crazy
entry point on the
convincing.
site.
I will put it
Sort
out
of
there though.
catching
I'm
Destrian,
so.
trying to throw some utility
This sounds pretty mean, but I'm
But it's also,
so
in my
so
view
glad
as well, a lot of
Vitality
the
are getting
discipline being
punished
shown
for
by
using
Cracks.
the single.
Acknowledging Kiwi wasn't ready to come for
Like,
a firefight.
you can't play
Backs
Harbor.
away,
You
pulls
can't
out
expect to
the
play
utility,
Harbor
throws
like
out the
4
knife, has the
times
flashbang as well,
solo
just to-
and get away
enough
with
to
it.
keep them at
It's
bay and not pressuring
madness.
onto him so he doesn't get left in the
I'm
2
glad they're
versus
getting
1.
punished for it, straight
Really
up.
good team play coming out from FUT.
The team play, another 4K from Kiwi. And this is on a guy that I think last week was a little bit slow.
This
to
was cool
heat
though.
up,
This round
in
from
their
FUT, like
series.
they're really good
A lot
at
of the
this
maps,
map.
you know,
Again,
especially this Lotus, he was not
it's
the
a little
stars.
bit
Mr.
added to the
Fallen
scoreline on
at
their
the top
defense why they
leaderboards
only
over
could
and
get
over
so
again.
much with the Harbor. But in
he
terms
has
of what
shown
FUT
up
are
in a
doing,
big
like
way in a
I
couple
think they
of
probably would have
very
won with
pivotal
the normal
rounds.
against the normal comp.
Here to give FUT an 8
I love
round
that.
advantage.
I don't know.
That is
I don't know why
huge.
that's the first
And
time I've
now
ever
with the
seen
late
that on
pivot,
Neon.
with
I thought
only
that was
2
sick.
players into mound, including the spike. There's 2 players here. What
There
can
we
you
go.
do?
Everything's really full through at the moment.
Onto is the only way
They
to
look
describe
so
it.
drilled
They
on this
brought
map.
down 2, realized the spike
Even
was
their
here too.
retakes
That's all
over
they
towards
need.
B was good.
Enough to
And you're
communicate
starting
that
to
this is
see
gonna
the
slow
teams
down
that put the
Vitality by
most
another
time into
20,
this
30
map. And
seconds
again,
here.
it
Here's
is
good
just like
Valorant too,
it's
right?
like
A lot of
Lotus,
players that
right?
have spike, they're doing
Sorry,
post on it
I mean
and
it is
hold it.
Lotus.
But you're alone,
It's like
right?
Haven,
Your
right?
team has
Where
numbers
you have
advantage,
to,
4 versus
when you're in
3.
a team,
So
you have
fall
to
back,
practice the
condense
retakes as
space.
well. It just
You
takes
can
a
play together
little bit longer
more
to get
easily,
good at
right?
it.
That's exactly why they call
And
over
it just
Lotus
looks like
over to
they've
C. He was
practiced
playing leaning
everything.
a little bit more B heavy. Actually, this could be
This map's
huge,
like
but
Lotus,
who plays
chat.
that deep? Right? This is exactly what you want to see from what you know Vitality are going to get a little crazy.
What an
Are going to
idiot.
overextend to find some kind of a pick to equalize the numbers. And now it's just gone all haywire.
You can see why this map is so easily regarded as FUT's dominion. Vitality has stepped in and been completely dominated here.
This was
At 12-4.
dominant.
They'll get the spike
Good
down, but
prep
it feels
into
like
this
a
as well, though.
consolation
Like
prize
the
when there are
attack,
4 players of FUT bearing down on them
the
in this
attack
retake.
game plan
They've looked
against
so
the
good
single
so
Harbor
far.
was lovely.
Only one flash for Cracks here. Mulsi has to find something. Actually, great timing popping on through, but has
They
to
did
fall
have
back
some
towards his
individual
team.
rounds that made this
Brings out the order as well.
so
Well, Visenda
one-sided
left
though.
alone against 3 or 4 bearing down on him
this
all at the same
actually-
time. This one feels like it's done and dusted.
Nah, yeah.
But has
Oh
to
my
find, go big. Cannot even do that. Out of captain.
All right.
Dream map for
Super
him.
dominant.
A dream map for FUT as they clean up Vitality. 13-4.
Of course, it's Ada Captain to close things out right there.
Yeah, what a game by him.
Dominating throughout the entire
What an
map,
absolute
both
game by
halves.
him.
An absolutely phenomenal effort out of him, and I think the way FUT